Good evening. Our first crystal tonight is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the elephant, a symbol of justice. The elephant we see on this card holds on his trunk the scales, and this is a symbol of fairness and justice being done for all. He represents a wise and knowledgeable creature who lives for a great time, and during his lifetime he acquires great knowledge and great experience, which he can impart to those around him in order to help them with their own lives and problems. And if you've chosen this card, I feel that maybe you have perhaps come through a time when things have not been as clear as they might be, and you are looking now for a just and fair settlement to the situation. The elephant roams the plains in great numbers and lives in a herd, and each herd has its structure and each one has its wise leader. And this card is asking you now that you look for that person in your herd, in your community. You look for that person who has lived perhaps a longer life than you have now, who is full of knowledge and wisdom that they have gained during their life. And you should now seek this person out and ask their advice on what you should do next on your pathway, and trust what they tell you. Remember, they may well have seen the situation you're in many times themselves, and will be better positioned than you are to know how to deal with it and how to find a fair and just solution to the problems surround you. I hope that's very good advice for somebody. And our second crystal is the rose quartz, and if you've chosen the rose quartz, then the card that goes with that is the dragonfly. The dragonfly has been on Earth for over 150 million years. It was here before the dinosaurs. It has not evolved much since those times, except to become smaller in size. In terms of skeleton and body structure, it has not evolved at all. And so the lesson we learn from this card is that when we look at the dragonfly, we see he is very much a creature who feels that if what you've got is working for you, if what you've got serves your purpose, then don't seek to change it unless you really need to. He looks at himself and thinks, well, this has served me for 150 million years and will continue to do so for a long time yet. And so it asks you to look at your life, not just you as a person, but the world around you and the life you live in and the way you conduct yourself. It says, acknowledge that there are things that may need change, but if, like the dragonfly, there are many things around you, many things about you that are serving you well, and do not change them for the sake of change. Ask yourself, do I need this change, or will what I've got continue to serve me for a long time yet? A very important card, I feel, with a lot of advice within it. And it's telling you that maybe there is someone in your life who has greater knowledge and wisdom than you, that perhaps you should seek out and trust before you make decisions about what you are about to do next. I hope that's helped. Our third crystal is the amethyst, and if you've chosen the amethyst, then the card for you is the bunting. We look at this card and we see a beautiful bird perched on the exit from its cage. We look at the cage and we see that the door is open. And the world is waiting for this young bird to emerge. And if we look at our lives, there may be times when we feel trapped, we feel caged, we feel unable to take that step towards freedom. And this card tells us that now may be your time. Now is the time when you need to be brave, you need to be bold. Be prepared to spread your wings and show them to the world. Be prepared to make that leap of faith. Free yourself from what is constraining you and restricting you, and fly into the sky and show your beauty to the world. And we look at this card and we see this bird poised now for his exit into the world. And he looks above him and he sees other birds. He sees the older bird and he sees some younger birds, and he sees them perched on a branch, ready for the life that's being offered them. And he looks at himself and he feels he has a desire to join them. And maybe you feel like this. Maybe you feel that others are more successful and doing better than you. Well, if you sit on the edge of your cage and you don't make that leap, then they will. So the message is take that leap. Free yourself from the constraints that surround you and join the other birds high up on the branch above. Fulfill your dreams, seek out what is there for you, and enjoy life to the full. Three very nice cards there today, and a lot of good advice on them. Quite a pattern of advice through all cards there, I think. And I hope you will find those, many of you will find those helpful to you. Thank you for listening to me.